from Odyssey, of course. You know, the spear from Odyssey here. And I'll probably hang out, you know, the statue around there as well. Gotta make sure I put it back on. Easy peasy. Anyways, guys, let's just go start with the Corona Watch at the moment. And in Australia, I'll tell you guys that we are absolutely fucking killing it in Australia, okay? We are absolutely fucking killing it. If you guys may have noticed last week, it'd be good if the information was here. Gotta love how there's no tables here. There's meant to be tables here. Okay, there we go. Oh, they've changed it. Okay, so here we go. So in Australia, there's been 6.7k cases. Everyone would be like, the fuck? You have only 6,800 cases in your country? Yep. We only have 1,000 people with it. 93 people died. And here we go. Here's the data. So in WA, my state, only 3 people have been who have been confirmed diagnosed with it in the last week. And we've had days where there's been 0 cases in WA. But there's been, you know, of course, cases elsewhere. Got to be something to do with the dry heat, maybe. But it hasn't been that hot in WA recently. It's been maximum of 26, 25, which is still hot. But, you know, as you see here, the daily report of cases is going up like that. You can see the curve and it's gone down, okay? And, you know, that's exactly what we wanted, basically. Exactly what we wanted. And, you know, as you see here, the cumulative cases is basically flat. And also as well, you know, it's been mostly overseas acquired. There's been, you know, very little, you know, of the community spread. Meanwhile, in the UK, everyone's got it, probably. That's because, I gotta say now, it's because it's more dense. Because, like, Australia is not a very dense country. Like, the density in Australia is mostly in New South Wales and Victoria, with Melbourne and Sydney, where most of the infections are, as you'll see down here. In New South Wales here, you know, you see a big community spread. In Victoria, you see a massive community spread. And Tasmania is an outlier because some fucking idiot went to a wedding with it and infected a lot of people. And South Australia, a similar thing happened as well, but it wasn't a wedding, it was something else. WA was a bus driver that had it, but he didn't infect many people. There was also a person who went to a fucking play, a concert, when they were being tested for COVID-19. And, you know, it gets questionable when you do this sort of shit. Like, what are you doing? But so as you see there, you know, Queensland, they've also had a high infection rate as well. Brisbane's just as dense as Victoria. And, you know, that's been pretty much it. It's been pretty much well managed in Australia. The numbers aren't even going up by the hundreds anymore. I think it was only 16 cases today overall, actually. 16 cases overall, which is a big, you know, boost to the Australian economy. But it doesn't really matter when the rest of the fucking world is, you know, up in their tits of it as well. Now, Singapore, a country that was lauded for their quick response, they're in a massive outbreak at the moment. Like, they're in a massive outbreak, Singapore, which is not reported on because America's up shit creek. Thank you for the follow, Dylan. America is at 1 million cases, and they've had some, you know, guys, like, literally with armed guns go into the Michigan Senate, or Michigan Parliament House, which is incredibly stupid. I don't know what they are thinking, because, like, they are actively, like, they're like the Bernie supporters, okay? They are actively working against their candidate by doing this sort of shit. And, yeah, so pretty much that happened. America's going to have, like, you know, a lot of cases because, like, I gotta tell you guys now, let's just think about it. The moment it got into New York was the moment those cases go up, okay? Like, you guys don't know about New York. If you guys haven't been to America, if you don't know about New York, is that not many people who go to New York to work actually live in New York, okay? That's the reason why the spread was so big. Because most of the people who work in New York don't rent or live in New York. They live in, like, Connecticut or surrounding states. And they go in and go back. And this disease has a 14-day incubation period, okay? So can you imagine, like, you know, as soon as it got to New York, gets in the homeless population, gets to work at, you know, works at Connecticut, he goes visit his family goes visit other people, and, you know, it was bound to happen that the spread was going to go insane. Like, everyone goes, oh, New York's just, you know, that much. It's like, yeah, New York also contributed to so many other shit as well. And, you know, people got to realize this, that, you know, you got to take it a bit more seriously. And at the same time, you got to understand that, you know, why was such a big problem got into New York. And, you know, if you got into California, but California doesn't have the situation where, you know, everyone comes from, like, you know, Oregon or Washington or Nevada to go to work in California, for example, okay? No one does that, okay? Just in case you guys are wondering. But enough about that. You know, enough about those numbers, okay? Because pretty much it's depressing for everyone else, but Australia's getting a good grip on it. Taiwan's got a good grip on it as well. and they're telling like a lot of Australians as well to still don't be complacent and still obey all the lockdown stuff and stuff like that. We don't have a lockdown as per se, but we have what we call like certain things are closed, and you can only have 2 people now, up to 10 people at your house at any given time, and a few other restrictions like that. In WA, if you come in from any state or any different country, you're quarantined for 14 days at a hotel. Regardless, doesn't matter who you are, you're quarantined at 14 days at a hotel. And, you have to self-isolate 100%. Anyways, guys, let's get to the gaming part, which is what everyone's here for. So first game I'm going to introduce to you guys, which is going to be the puzzle game week, is going to be Portal. And this is the most interesting game for Valve, because this originally, the Portal game, was only a part of Half-Life 2, okay? Like, how Half-Life 2 got released and they released a bunch of games where, like, they used to do this back in the old day, where they, release a game and they release other games of it as well. They did it with Counter-Strike, where they released Natural Selection and Ricochet, if you guys remember those games, and I think it's Day of Defeat. They released those other games with the games, and they did this with the Orange Box, I believe. Yeah, it was the Orange Box. Where it was releasing a bundle, I believe, with Half-Life 2. And essentially, they released Portal, and they're like going, oh, Portal won't, be that profitable. And then someone played it, and basically, Portal became the biggest sensation of the Orange Box. It came to a point where people weren't buying the Orange Box for Half-Life 2, they were buying it for Portal, okay? Because Portal you couldn't buy Portal standalone. You had to buy the Orange Box to buy Portal, just in case you guys are wondering. So they would buy 4 extra games just for Portal. And Portal had a really, really interesting storyline with Shell being the main character, the mute main character, and interesting ways to solve puzzles. So with Portal, how the gameplay worked essentially as we get to the gameplay. So as you see here, we'll zoom it in if we can get a bigger picture. No, I don't think we can get a big picture, but let's just see. So you see here in Portal, basically, the person will jump in, and then the velocity of their jumping in that would throw them out like that. And that's how, the portals would work essentially. And, they basically give you an idea of how portals work, where, basically he goes down, comes out of that, shoots a portal there, and he'll come out that further and quicker basically to get to this area. So you see here where, basically you have to think with portals. And that's where the main puzzle part of the game comes from in Portal, is that it's an FPS puzzle solver, and sometimes you have to think on your feet to get the puzzle solved basically. Did anyone actually make a good Portal surf map? I don't think Portal had anything like that in the end, in my opinion. I don't think they had any support for surf maps. Like, I thought it was just, some community-based maps and that's it. And there was only very limited map tools. But overall, I played the single player. I didn't play any of the other maps. And the single player was very, very fun, especially the battle against GLaDOS. And some puzzles as well was really, really fun as well in the old area. And also there's a meme to it as well. People need to mod that shit in. Yeah, they probably do. Like, it would actually be a very, very fun thing to do a Portal surf map where you have to think with portals and surf at the same time, which would be extremely awesome. And, Portal ends. Portal has an interesting lore aspect to it as well. You can listen to things that give you a bit of lore on the background of who was in there and what they were doing, what sort of tests they were doing here as well, and what they were testing. And, there's a lot of little tidbits. There's also a lot of memes as well. Like, that's in the next game, actually. There's a lot of little traps that if you, go into it, you die. And they're pretty obvious, okay? They're pretty obvious. And, there's also the companion cube as well, which you get to be more in love with as you go on. And, Portal 1 was a very, very short game, but probably one of the best games in the Orange Box. I played it myself. There's a clip in my Portal gameplay where basically I think I'm getting the portal right, and I literally shoot the wrong portal and end up at the start again. Because you're meant to do it's basically one of the jumps is like a vertical jump where you jump in, put another portal, so you go super, super quick and you get flung across the room. And I shot the wrong portal, ended up back at the start. And I'm sitting there going like you could literally hear the face palm of me literally face palming, knowing that I stuffed up the trick. And like I said, Portal overall was really, really fun. They introduced a few more mechanics as well in the new game, and also the old game as well. Like, drips that do things. You can also paint the room with certain drips. And you get to realize, all these different mechanics coming to the next Portal game, which is going to be Portal 2. And Portal 2 is another sort of game. And it's similar, same storyline. Back with Shell once again. But this time, it's about 60 years down the track, I think it is. And There's a few new characters as well, being Wheatley, Cave Johnson, who's the Aperture founder as well. And also there's also a new cooperative mode in Portal 2 as well. And it was released in 2011. And these games, I'm going to say now, these games are just favorites, okay? Absolute cult classic favorites of mine. And I enjoyed Portal 2 as well. Portal 2 added a lot more things as well. Is they added the beam bridges. They added the orange, blue, and white slime. So orange, I think orange sped you up. And no, orange, I think it's orange was jump. Or no, orange was speed up, blue was jumpy, and white was you could put a portal there instead. And basically to solve a lot of puzzles by combining these things where one of them you had to do the speed and then jump portal and hit the jump bar to get to the other side. And you had to combine a lot of these things to, you know, make sure you're able to solve these puzzles. And Portal 2 was genius. It even had a great backstory as well. I don't want to do too much on all the gameplay as you see here. It's basically the same as Portal 1. I don't want to do too much about it. So essentially what happened was that, well, I don't want to ruin the plot, so I'm just going to keep it there to begin with. Basically, there's a really, really good plot in this game, and I don't want to ruin it for you guys. I recommend you guys should buy this. I'll be giving one copy away as a part of Gamers in Isolation. To enter the giveaway, you have to have me on Steam. If you don't have me on Steam, or if you don't have the Steam, better get one now. And you have to be able to receive gifts, and I need to be able to add you on Steam as well. There was a bit of an issue last time where one of the guys couldn't receive my gifts. I don't think this game can be given via Humble Bundle, given it's a Steam exclusive. And we'll see what will happen, but I'm very sure that, you know, I should be able to give Portal and Portal 2 to everyone at least, you know, if they are picked in the giveaway in the end. So next up is going to be the my favorite scene, and I'm gonna say now, I think it'll actually be spoiling the game, but you know, it's one of my favorite scenes, and yeah, we'll take a look at it just quickly. We won't spoil anything else, but 2 seconds. I actually did turn on desktop audio. But this is one of my favorite scenes in the game. It's not the end or anything like that, but it's a humorous scene. It's not good graphics either.
Hello, this is the part where I kill you. Had a bit of a brainwave. There I was.
So it's one of my favorite scenes, mainly because like it's like the part where he kills you, and you know, I definitely enjoy like those memey type of moments where, you know, this is the part where he kills you. Oh, this is the part where he kills you. And I'm going to say, this is why you should buy Portal 2, because you got a lot of little lines afterwards. Especially after this.
You're not adopted after all. You came back, but didn't.
So, there you go. Sorry.
No. Don't do that.
Watch this, by the way. This is hilarious.
Come back. No, seriously, do come back. Please, come back, please. Oh, you came back. I didn't plan for this.
Like, it has one-liners like this, by the way.
Could you just jump into that pit? Would you just jump into that pit for me? Would you just jump into that pit? There. That deadly pit. You say to yourself, why should I jump in the pit? I'll tell you why. Guess who's down there? Your parents! You're not adopted after all. It's your natural parents down there in the pit. Should have mentioned it before, but I didn't. So jump on down and reunite with Mummy and Dad. Oh, I'll tell you what's also down there. Your parents. And there's also an escape elevator down there. Funny, I should have mentioned it before, but so pop down, jump down, you got your folks down there, and an escape elevator. And what else is down there? Tell you what.
This is so funny, by the way.
Jumpsuit, very trendy. Designer, jumped from France, down there, which is at least exactly your size. And if it's a bit baggy, we got a tailor down there as well who could take it in for you. What's this? A lovely handbag? And the 3 portal device. Also, it's all down there. You've got a yacht and boys. Loads of boys, fellas, hunky guys down there, possibly even a boyfriend.
I just love this scene.
But a lot of good-looking fellas down there, and a boy band as well that haven't seen a woman in years, and they're not picky at all. They don't care if you've got a bit of brain damage, if you've been running around, if you've been sweating, and a farm, a pony farm, and just jump down, would you?
This is the funny part coming up. This is the funny part.
Oh, wow, good. I didn't think that was going to work.
I think you get an achievement for this as well. Like, you get an achievement. Like, you get an achievement for that. Like, you know, I'm trying to think what achievement you get for that when you jump down. I think it's like, you have brain damage or something. I'm trying to think what achievement you get when you jump down there. Like, I'm trying to think of it. What's the achievement that you get? Oh, there's an achievement that you get on Steam when you do that, when you jump down after you come back. But, you know, that's you know, one of the greatest things about Portal and Portal 2 is that they have that after part, the banter between the player and stuff like that, and and obviously the villain. They have a lot of little banter as well, and it's absolutely hilarious. And let's get to the next game as well, which is going to be The Witness. This game is tilting, okay? This game is tilting because you have to think with your brain of yours, and you might think, oh, you know, all these other puzzle games are pretty easy. But when you get to The Witness, dude, you're going to get your ass fucking kicked, okay? Because these games' puzzles are simple at first, and then you got to start thinking with your brain, okay? Because if you don't start thinking with your brain and thinking of ideas on how to solve the puzzle and objective of the puzzle, you're going to be sitting in your ass, sitting there in probably one of the rooms, trying to solve this puzzle for about 2 to 3 hours, okay? Pit Boss Show, the Pit's Who's Boss. Ooh. I do remember that meme as well. There's a lot of memes in Portal 2. But I gotta say with The Witness, it is one of the best puzzle games I have played. Like one of the best puzzle games I've played. Pit Boss, show that Pit Who's Boss. Oh, that's the achievement. Okay, got it. Yeah. Okay, that's the achievement for it. Got it. Okay. But there's an achievement that you do get if you fall for it. It's pretty easy to get. But anyway, so The Witness, it's a different sort of game, okay? As you see here, you know, that's Witness. Basically, you have to do, like, dots. And, like, there's some objectives, like, one of them is separate the white and black dots away from each other to solve a puzzle. And there's a lot of different other aspects to it as well. Like, you know, there's a lot of different other memes to it as well. Like, one of them has Tetris pieces that you've got to, you know, floor out before you can solve the puzzle. And the island's divided into 11 regions. So you got a really good graphical island. Trust me, the graphics on the game are quite good. And basically, there are 11 puzzles. You don't have to solve all of them, like the 11 parts. You don't have to solve all of them. You don't have to solve 6 or 8 or something like that. And then you can complete the game. But you can go on to do all the other puzzles if you're keen to do so. Like, there's some other puzzles where they're not necessary for the end of the game, but you can do them. There's also even bigger puzzles as well. There's also, as you see here, and there's the challenge. And there we go. As you see here, the game has more than 650 puzzles. Jonathan, who made the game, estimates will take the average 60 hours to solve. So it's actually a 60-hour game. You'll spend, you know, that long on it. And the puzzles will include 1% of people who are able to solve. There's a few puzzles in there really difficult to solve as well. I can agree with him on that. And all puzzles are solved the same way. You draw a path on the grid, but it's going to be a different sort of thing as well, as you see here. And there's walking mode. Then you can explore the second, which is a path drawing mode, which is basically there's 2 modes as you walk around, and then there's the, you know, you try to solve the puzzle mode. And most puzzles are easy to identify. They're pretty easy to find. Sometimes they'll be clustered together, and, you know, essentially there'll be other ones with power cables. And sometimes the rule not depend on the elements in the grid, but the environment itself. Like, for example, there's one for a tree as well. There's a few trees that mimic it, and you have to solve it as per the tree. And, you know, it's actually really, really good as well. There are audio recordings as well with insightful quotes from many different people as well. They can, I think, collect it on the radio. And also, yeah, you know, it's a lot of stuff as well. And it's actually an amazing game. And I've got to say, one of the puzzle areas, it's not the lighthouse, but the greenhouse, where it has different shades of glasses, is probably one of the best puzzle areas I've ever done. As you're trying to get into this little house, but you have to solve, you know, you have to view the puzzle from different shades to try and, you know, solve the colors and what colors should be separated, what colors should be kept together. Like, for example, you have one board with like 4 different colors, but obviously you can't separate them all. So you have to, you know, use another color shade of yellow, for example, to see which dots are black and which dots are white. And, you know, there's a lot of this stuff in The Witness. The Witness doesn't really have a story behind it. It has really a message. It's more of a in-depth philosophy kind of game. Like, it's not a it's not a game where there's a story to it. It's just you solve puzzles, and along the way, you listen to quotes from Buddha, quotes from other philosophers on what solving the puzzles is for people, and what it means in life to be able to solve these puzzles, and what it actually explains and what it's trying to express essentially, and what kind of pattern of the brain it is using for you to solve the puzzle. And then we'll go to the next one where it's a more of a platform puzzle game, and it's also I think it's made by the same developer as well, Jonathan Blow. Yeah, it is Jonathan Blow right there. And it's more of a story-based puzzle game, but it relies mostly on time instead. It's like a time-based mechanic where the person can manipulate time at will. And it's more different from The Witness, where The Witness is just purely a puzzle game. Braid has a bit of a story element as well, where they manipulate time. And basically, Jonathan Blow, designed the game. It's probably one of his better games as well. 2 seconds, guys. I might get some water shortly. I'm feeling a bit faint in the head, but I think it's because I've not been drinking any water and I've been talking a lot. So yeah, look at that here. So it's got the story elements where Tim, the main character, is trying to rescue a princess from a monster, and he's been sent back in time essentially to where he has to navigate all these levels to find the princess. And yeah, it was definitely it was voted the one of the best games. It also led him to make The Witness, which is the next game, not in the series, but The Witness, a puzzle game as well. And it was absolutely massive, this game. I enjoyed this game a lot for the different trials that you got. So meanwhile, I'll get some water. I'll show you the gameplay. So as you see here, I'll try to not spoil the plot. Okay, so here we go. So basically, read these puzzles while I go get a glass of water. Just making sure I don't spoil the game, because the plot is below. And yeah. There we go. Yeah, it won't spoil it, okay? So essentially, as you see up here, there's time and forgiveness, there's resistance, and a few others as well. You can read through that as I get a glass of water. But yeah, there's a lot of, time puzzles, and basically, essentially, what is it? It basically adds elements to this puzzle, essentially, to complete the level. Like, for example, you can get a green block where it's not affected by time. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I'm back now. There's also time and place as well, and yeah, basically it's super different essentially, and yeah, it's insane, this game where time decision where a shadow of a player comes in. There's hesitance as well, and basically you have to make sure. I think it's a ring where time adjusts slower, and then lastly, one is basically the final world, and basically the story has a really nasty twist to it, and you'll find out when you play the game of how nasty the twist is in Braid. And trust me, you guys won't see it coming, okay? The twist in Braid all along, okay? You won't see it coming. And basically, it's an awesome game, Braid. And it's a short game, but awesome game. I think I defeated it in 2 sittings. And I don't think I got all the pieces, but if you do get all the pieces in one of the games, you can unlock a few extra levels. And if you get all the pieces again, you can unlock another level as well. A lot of these games from Jonathan Blow have, if you do certain things and able to solve certain puzzles, you basically can unlock another set of puzzles, essentially. So it's a pretty cool game. So next up is Superliminal. Superliminal released this year. I actually got this game from Annie Fischusa because she was playing it. Basically, Annie Fischusa is, if you guys don't know, she plays WoW a lot, but she was playing this as a story game. And she was playing it, and it got me hooked, basically. This is similar to Braid, where it's a bit short, but it's actually a very, very fun game for puzzle-solving games as well. But some of the puzzles can be brute force, because it's all about perspective. So what you do, basically, is how it's about perspective is you can make things bigger and you can make things smaller. And there's also other puzzles as where you can create things out of nowhere by lining all the objects up to solve a puzzle, essentially. There's also, later in the game, there's been puzzles where you have to use, building blocks to go through doors to complete a puzzle. And there's one in particular where you have to like line up the portals, because there's portals there as well, with the entrance, but you can't be. Basically, what happens if you enter a portal? Like, let's say you enter a portal that you're like, that is huge. You appear tiny on the other side. You need to be able to, or depending on how big the other portal is, you need to be able to fit into the exit. So people can't make themselves uber big and jump onto it and try to fit into the exit. You gotta be the right size essentially. And perspective basically makes you really big or really small and stuff like that if you go through the portals. And it's a very, very interesting game to play. It's also got a very, very good storyline to it as well. And a very, very good, what is it? I'm trying to think of it. Bugger. Very good storyline and very good, inspirational quotes to it as well. And basically, throughout the game, the guy, he's Irish, his voice will annoy you, and he says the same line every time before he gets into a philosophical quote. And actually brings you a brand new perspective on life, which, definitely everyone who's looking for a new perspective on life should 100% play this game. This game's available on the Epic Game Store, just in case you guys are wondering. And it's already available on Windows, on PC, on PS4 in 2020, and of course on the Nintendo Switch as well. And, basically, guys, Braid and The Witness will be given away together as part of the Jonathan Blow set. And Portal 1 and Portal 2 will be given away together as well. So I'll put these two giveaways up tomorrow. There's also still the Far Cry 5 giveaway, the Far Cry 5 Gold Edition giveaway. If you guys don't know it's there, Far Cry 5 Gold Edition and New Dawn. The Gold Edition includes all the DLC in Far Cry 5, and there's no DLC for New Dawn, as it's pretty much an addition for Far Cry 5. It's just pretty much the epilogue for Far Cry 5. Except for different characters, of course. So anyways, guys, that's going to be it for Chill Time with Jose today. Hope you guys are enjoying the giveaways for Gaming in Isolation. I'm going to have to find a new set of games for next week, and I'm going to have to find a theme for them as well. I think given the Assassin's Creed cinematic, which you're going to watch very, very shortly, I think we're going to have the Assassin's Creed franchise. Even though I've given away all the 2 games, I think I'm going to review all the games I've played, basically up to Odyssey. And I think I might give away a copy of one of those games. Especially, I think I might give away a copy of maybe Odyssey with the, Assassin's Creed Remastered for free, depending on how much it is. And I might give away, potentially Black Flag as well, or maybe Unity as well. I'm not terribly too sure, but I'll just check it out, in celebration for the Assassin's Creed being released. So before we go, we're going to watch the Assassin's Creed cinematic, which basically released yesterday. So Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which I'll highly likely be buying. And I just want to watch it with you guys to see how, what you guys feel about it as we go in.
They are heartless. Godless barbarians.
Loving the longboats already, actually.
They murder and kill blindly. They scar the lands of England. Lands they will never defend, never love. The time has come to speak to them in a language they will understand.
I like the start of it. It just really shows the lies. That was a good spear shot. That was a good axe throw, by the way. Damn.
Odin is with us!
Damn.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla, available holiday 2020.
Damn, that was epic. Dude, I like the Hidden Blade coming back as well. That was epic. Love the Hidden Blade coming back into that game. Because, dude, I've been missing that Hidden Blade, okay? I've been missing that Hidden Blade, like, not gonna lie. Because, you know, it's always been, you know, the franchise being the Hidden Blade, the Hidden Gun as well in Assassin's Creed 2, and, you know, been missing that, and it's good to see that it's finally back again after so long. That's back. And Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I'm pretty hyped about it, and I'm pretty much going to buy it on the PC. Might buy the collector's edition as well, with all the statues and stuff like that, but we'll see what will happen. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for Chill Time with Jose for today. And, wow, I've been talking about games for about an hour and 30 minutes. So CSGO and all that stuff, all done in an hour and 30 minutes. I'm actually impressed with that. And, you know, just in time as well for the Heroic game to finish as well. The Heroic v North game. And apparently, Heroic defeated North 16-6. Damn. That's good to see. That is good to see. A lot of people will be happy with that. Starvin getting plus 14. Ooh. Damn, that is good to see as well. It's good to see that, you know, North lose, Heroic win. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for today. Hope you guys have a wonderful day on YouTube. If you want to subscribe below, you can. And, you know, if you want to go for the giveaways, type exclamation mark giveaway in my Twitch chat in the future to see if there's any more, you know, giveaways coming up. The Portal 1 and Portal 2 giveaway and the Braid and Witness giveaway will be on my Twitter as soon as it's ready to go. And hope you guys, you know, have a fun day. Hopefully you can win this copy. And if you want to follow me on Twitter and Instagram and all that stuff, it'll be down there below. And yeah, thank you guys once again for keeping me company, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day on YouTube. So see you guys there. For the Twitches though, you guys are going to stay here. So anyways, that's for Chill Time. Bye guys.